Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching No Game, No Life, Episode 7. So last episode, Sora and Shiro played a game against um, Jibril, one of the Flugel. I actually looked up their names and what race it was. So don't be surprised that I actually know. Um, Basically, to get the library back, um, they need to know more about the other races to figure out how they can beat them. So they need the library. So they challenged her to a game. Um, they what did they wager? It was basically like kind of like an iPad, um, or maybe like one of those Amazon Fires, but most likely an iPad. Um, that had one of those ebook apps on it. And I think he said they had over 10,000 or 40,000 books. One of those, somewhere between there. um, and said that if she wins, she can get that. Um, at first, she didn't really want it. I mean, she was kind of excited, but was also not 100% sure it was going to be worth it. Um, they did tell her that they were not from that world. They were actually from a different world, which she also didn't believe at first. Until they showed her the books and she saw that they were in, I'm assuming, Japanese. um, Apparently, is it Sora? Is that the sister? Shiro. Um, Apparently Shiro can speak a bunch of different languages. I don't know if she can read the same amount of languages. I'm pretty sure she'd be able to. Um, so I'm not 100% sure if it was a Japanese book or if it was an English book or something else. Most likely Japanese, though. And Jibril had never seen that language before, so she was pretty surprised to see that. And that made her um, want that tablet. Um, so the game they were playing, I think it was called Shiratori or something like that, where basically you say a word and then you take the last. I'm assuming in Japanese it's the last character or whatever, and you find a word that begins with that. So if like um, let's say in English, you say like elephant. Then you got to find a word that starts with a T because the final letter in that is a T. And then you have to say that word, and whatever the final letter of that word is, the next person has to come up with a word for that. Same thing. Um, Pretty intense battle, seeing as how it was not just that simple. Whatever they said materialized and actually took effect. Um, like Sora said, hydrogen bomb. And then a hydrogen bomb appears and explodes. Um, so they just kept doing that and doing that for, I don't know how long, hours. Um, until they finally got serious and started like removing air and, or well, uh, oxygen, then, atmosphere and all that, and trying to see who would die first. Because technically, I think they had to die, but they don't really die. Um, Stephanie ended up getting killed, but because it's not actually real, she wasn't actually dead. Um, but of course, they ended up winning, and they got the library. And Jabril said that she would actually follow them. Um, Also, Sora basically told her, It doesn't really matter to me. You can read any of the books on this tablet whenever you like. I was just kind of using it because I figured you'd be interested in it. You know, just to get her to accept the challenge. So they got the library, and I know the race that he wanted to go against before was the beast race. So like cat girls and stuff like that. He was looking forward to that one, but he didn't know anything about them. So he had to get the library back to figure out what, you know, weaknesses, strengths, all that kind of thing. It's basically where it ended. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to this to see if they're heading there now, or if it's going to be kind of a slow-paced episode where they learn a few more things, or maybe they'll arrive to that country and start setting up the next episode for a battle. I don't know. But let's get into the episode so we can see. Alright, so yeah. So the video is going to be located over here. And the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.